I got a call from Mark Burnett. He did The Apprentice. He's a great guy. He said, Donald, I called just to say hello and to tell you, did you see Roseanne's ratings? I said, Mark, how big were they? They were unbelievable. Over 18 million people. And it was about us. They haven't figured it out. The fake news hasn't quite figured it out yet.
Well, that was President Trump touting the success of Roseanne series, the series reboot, the average show about the average blue-collar American family. And, well, this as the bright lights of liberal Hollywood box office have been dimming big time. Here to discuss Lee Carter, GOP communication strategist and partner of Lansky and Partners, Adriana Cohen, syndicated columnist, Boston Herald radio host, Katrina Pearson, Trump 2020 campaign senior advisor, and Katie Freites is back with us as well. Katrina, I'll start with you. You know, it's interesting. The market wasn't open today, so I had a chance to mess around and channel surf. And I actually saw the mainstream media criticizing President Trump for bringing this up at a rally, essentially a campaign-style rally, in front of the very people that probably were watching the show in the first place.
Oh, Charles, you know, I noticed the same thing. I've got to tell you, they did not skip a beat when it came to try and continue to insult Trump supporters across the board. The media was talking about the president just bringing up a simple fact that Roseanne brought in record ratings, basically supporting him and being a representation of a lot of the Trump voters out there who simply just wanted to have a president that cared about them and their needs. But they did not skip a beat. They continue to this day to insult the millions of voters that voted for President Trump.
Adriana, you wrote an article about this today.
Yes, absolutely. In the Herald today, I have an article out saying that undoubtedly with Roseanne's smashing rating success, this will now usher in a new era in Hollywood where conservatives are given a seat at the table because, as you know, Charles, for far too long, Hollywood has never missed an opportunity to mock and demean Republicans, traditional values, our president, our vice president. And Roseanne's incredible ratings this week demonstrated that a massive vacuum exists for conservative viewers on television, and she filled that. Conservatives were very happy this week that finally they'll get a seat at the table on television and hopefully in films as well. And ABC already announced they're going to pick up her sitcom for another season next year.
I'm not so sure that the rest of Hollywood will pick up on this, but obviously a smart move on ABC's part. You know, March is the worst month for box office, domestic box office. I went through the numbers. Had to go back to 1998 for this, Lee. 1998. Look at this. It's absolutely amazing. This is domestically, so it's pretty clear. There's a massive disconnect, and this is not just unique to March. February, if it wasn't for Black Panther, probably would have been a disaster. Last summer was a disaster. Hollywood continues to operate, though, and seems to be oblivious to all of this.
They really do. I think one of the things that I hear from Americans out there is that Hollywood is not in touch with them. They don't understand the average American. They don't understand their struggles, their aspirations, their dreams, what it is that they want. They feel very judged, by and large, by the entertainment business, by the entertainment elites, and by the academic elites, too. And so I think it's really refreshing for people to see themselves in characters on television. I also think that there's a big opportunity for a show like this to actually help people understand that you don't look down at the Trump voter. There's a lot of good in them. They're family-oriented, they're hardworking, they have the American dream, and I think that if people can watch this show who might disagree with Donald Trump can start to understand the goodness in the American people, and that's what I think is sorely lacking from the conversation.
To have a cathartic feel for the whole nation.
Yeah, let's hope so.
You know, Katie, though, that whole elitism thing on full display again. Roseanne's one of the stars in the original version of her show, Sandra Bernhard, essentially echoing Hillary Clinton, saying that the women who voted for Donald Trump were forced to by their husbands, and just really really belittling the women who went to the ballot box and voted for the president.
Well, and belittling the millions of women who tuned in to watch that show, to watch this reboot. There's a reason that it resonates so profoundly with these folks. They feel belittled, which case in point, Charles, you just mentioned, they feel forgotten. They wanted one show on TV, just one, that wasn't angry, that didn't attack their beliefs, attack their religious beliefs, attack the core of who they are, having a family, being married, having kids. And this was that. Roseanne gave them that. And I'm not surprised to see over 18 million people tuning in. I think it's at over 20 million now. It's skyrocketing because finally they had someone who said, you're not forgotten. There's nothing wrong with you and we hear you.
So, Katrina, are we looking at a potential running mate if Mike Pence doesn't want if Mike Pence doesn't want to go 2020?
Wouldn't that be great? I think that would be pretty amazing. You know, Roseanne deserves a Peace Prize because what she did, Charles, is she brought America to the table and she put on full display how people who disagree can still be a family, can still be a part of one another's lives, and just simply state why they feel that way. And she did that so eloquently in this show, and that's exactly why it got picked up for the next season. And I got to take my hat off to ABC. You know, prior to the election, they had a show on called Last Man Standing, which also did really well, which incorporated some of this as well. And so I'm just really excited to see that Roseanne had the courage to come out and put this show out there as strong as she did, and she's taken on the liberals that are giving her a hard time. So my hat's off to her.
She's tough. Ladies, I wish we had more time. I want to continue this, but we've run out of time. Enjoy your holidays, and thank you all very much. We'll see you again soon.
Happy Easter.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Hey, coming up, stocks ending